And how have you been holding up since the mistrial?
Always strong, always. I will not be broken. They will not break me.
Your message for all the supporters out here.
Thank you as always. Thank you as always.
Who is sick of this constant dog and pony show? Why is Lally making this decision? What could Judge Bev do? What should she do? And what do I think she will do? And I'm going to say it since no one else will. So welcome to the point. Let's get to it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Honestly, enough of the virtue signaling and the stupid hashtag campaigns because I'm sick of stories like this. As Americans, we will worry ourselves sick with what someone says 1,000 miles away in Washington, D.C. While these wolves are infiltrating our school boards, our city councils, our mayor offices, and whatever area of power they can stick their slimy little teeth in. So situations like this with Katen Read are our own fault to a degree. We've allowed this to happen. We as citizens have dropped the ball. It's time for all of us to pay more attention to our local elections and remind these turds who's actually in charge here. And if fair coverage and an open conversation is something you prefer, subscribe to this channel and hit that like button down below because Katen Read has rights. And John O'Keefe deserves justice. Now let's talk about this hearing that nobody could hear. Father Time here with the sideways mohawk that looked like he came off the set of Underworld. Martin Wienberg is an absolute excellent criminal defense attorney who argued what we knew he would argue. Point blank period, this is double jeopardy. And that's unconstitutional. Now we've already mentioned in previous videos, there are certain things they cannot ask the jury about. We know they can't inquire about these jurors' thoughts. And if that was the case, I would be the first on this platform to be telling you that's ridiculous and y'all need to do better because Katen Read deserves better. But they can ask yes or no on these counts. Guilty or not guilty. And they only need Judge Bev to do one thing, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But let's talk about Lally for a second. Did he not have the energy of a sloth?
And you gotta work hard. And you know what, I said it today. We cannot have a low energy individual, and he's the lowest energy individual I've ever seen. I said she doesn't have the stamina, and I don't believe she does have the stamina.
If this guy's argument falls any flatter, Kyrie Irving's going to start believing him.
Hey, heard the podcast and saw the little video on Twitter last night. With the flat earth thing, is that something that you truly believe?
Does it matter?
Yes.
For what?
Well, I mean,
what's so important about that?
You have millions of fans.
Out of all the podcasts, that's what you took out of it?
Because he was essentially arguing oranges while the defense was trying to talk about apples. Just because a prosecutor may hate the result doesn't mean they have the right to try to hide from the truth. It's been said 1,000 times already, and I don't understand why these individuals in our judicial system aren't getting it. This is not about convictions. This is about justice. And this age of hiding the truth and these shady backroom deals is done. And I'm personally sick of these individuals who don't get it. These people in power need to do better because we deserve better. If there is even a slight risk of double jeopardy in play here, shouldn't Lally be the first one in line to ensure that isn't happening? And I'm sure a lot of y'all watching this video right now have thought that same thing. I honestly, at times throughout that trial and these hearings, feel like Lally knows there's individuals within that court that are going to assist him when he hits a little rough spot. That is speculation, of course, and everybody should do their own research and form their own opinion, but if you notice that too, let me know down in the comments below, since I can't be the only one who saw that. Which leads me to Judge Bev. Now, Martin may have saved himself here with this one statement on its own.
Your Honor instructed the jury, page 46 of the instructions, you should continue deliberating until you have reached a final verdict on each charge. We don't know whether the jury understood that instruction to mean that we can't come back and tell the court affirmatively that we've reached two decisions, two general verdicts, though we're in an impasse on a third one.
And I personally thought it was pretty slick that he waited till the rebuttal to mention it. But honestly, who felt like Judge Bev has already made her mind up? who thought it was weird that she asked no questions. She came in, she sat down, she heard the arguments, and she dipped on out the door.
Oh, no. Okay, I did not say I'd make it. I said I'd think about it. I said I was tired and I needed to think about it.
Now, she didn't give a ruling Friday, and a lot of individuals thought that was going to be exactly how it went. But what could she do here, and what will she do? Give me your guess down below, because I'm willing to bet the vast majority of y'all are going to make the guess she's going to deny this motion. And to be fair, yes, this is unprecedented. So judicially speaking, I don't think anybody's going to be shocked if she denies all this and makes the statement that she can't make this decision at her level. You will all have to take this to a higher court.
I will not be broken. They will not break me.
The problem with that, if Judge Bev denies this and Katen Rear's defense appeals her ruling, they will essentially be going to the appellate court with half an argument. And what do you think the court's going to say when they get up there and say they have statements by 4 jurors and the judge says, well, you need 12, where's the others? And they reply they don't have them. So without knowing the full facts of what the jury said, we may never get the actual truth here. But what is possible? The obvious answer is a closed hearing. Pull each juror in and get the facts. Katen Read has constitutional rights here. And her rights matter more than this prosecutor's grandstanding. I mean, if you're so certain she did it, why didn't you prove it the first time? Just because you feel like somebody did something doesn't mean they actually did it. And it's your job to prove it, and you failed. But there is something Judge Bev could do that would essentially make everybody happy to a degree. She could call each of these jurors in and have a closed hearing. She could get to the facts of what is actually going on. And with all those facts, if she feels uncomfortable with it, she could deny this motion and allow the appellate court or the state Supreme Court to make this legal decision with all the information. But honestly, what will she decide? I personally think, and this is just a guess, that she's going to deny all this. I don't believe she'll hold a hearing, and if she does, I'll be completely shocked. And I feel like she's going to make some sort of statement about how unprecedented all this is. She doesn't like to make this decision, and she has no judicial precedence to call these jurors back. Now, I have hoped she would want to find the facts here, so we can move forward fairly. It's just a yes or no question at the end of the day. Guilty or not guilty on these counts, what did you vote? No one has to pry into the deliberations here. No one has to pry into what these individuals thought leading up to their decision. Because it's facts that lead to justice, and John O'Keefe deserves justice. Y'all be safe now.